Warren Boland. Welcome to the Moama Bowling Club, 2.5 hours north of Melbourne, just over that Murray River border. Today we have the second semi-final in the Australian Super Singles. Kelvin Kerkow from Queensland, the current Australian #1 in the singles, versus Jeff Aworth of South Australia, who is the state singles champion of South Australia. With me, Ian Schuback. Ian, well, Kerkow well known. I mean, he is a champion. Aworth not so well known.
Well, not so well known, 25 years of age, Jeff Aworth. He's the current state singles champion, as you mentioned. He's an up-and-comer. He got to the quarter-final of the Australian indoor singles. He's no slouch. Kerkow at 32 years of age, he's a veteran. Fast,
windy conditions, who does that suit?
No one really. Kerkow's from Queensland, used to playing on the fast greens. Adelaide have got terrific greens as well. Maybe the drive could be the telling factor. Kerkow's got a very powerful drive.
Let's take a look at the rules of play. 4 bowls each in the singles. Best of 3 sets. The first to 9 in each set takes the set. 30-second shot clock applies over the first 3 bowls, and there are no dead ends. The jack will be respotted. Joining Ian Schuback in commentary, Steve Boylan.
Big moment for Jeff Aworth as we start this second semi-final up against Australia's #1. A big ask for him, or a big task in fact, to try and get past Kelvin Kerkow. Some fantastic results in this competition to date, and he's through to the semi, and a great start too. Conditions are fairly difficult here today. It's hot, the wind's gusty. Kelvin Kerkow, fairly handy start as well. Geez, right on the job as well as Aworth. Comes from the Marion Club in South Australia. He is the current state singles winner, and he was runner-up in that Australian singles as a follow-on to that event. Relative newcomer in terms of interstate competition. He'll be trying to make his mark here with the best players in Australia in this tournament. He's played 2 great shots to open up and holding 2. Kerkow down 2. It might be a struggle, Ian, for Jeff Aworth.
Well, Steve, I think it might be a struggle for Kelvin Kerkow. Jeff's got nothing to lose. He's the form player at the moment. As you mentioned, state singles, runner-up in Australian singles, quarter-finalist the Australian indoor last year, singles. He's a very confident young bowler.
Well, he's opened up in great fashion. 3 beautiful bowls, and he'll hold 3 as a result of that.
Well, Kerkow will attack. He'll go straight up the line, try to clear a few bowls out.
Plays at South Tweed. Australia's #1 ranked player. He's won a World Indoor Pairs Championship, and he's on the drive. Smack. Well, under the rules of this competition, the jack's respotted, and, well, it'll be a raffle for shot. The bowls that are left on the green are a long way away. Kelvin Kerkow has a toucher in the ditch, so perhaps he's got a couple, and Aworth has to change to the backhand this time. Try and get as close as he can. Stay inside the boundary ring and not go in the ditch. That's the ask. Doesn't have to be that good to beat the shot, and he's done it comfortably. But Kerkow has room.
Classic example there of Jeff Aworth of drawing too many shots, Steve, too close to the jack. All upset by this man, Kelvin Kerkow. 2 metres to draw the shot.
Just needs to negotiate the ball out in front that belongs to Jeff Aworth. He passes that, and he'll be shot. Gee, it's running away. Well, could be a measure. Might need a garden hose, shall we? We're a long way away. So Kerkow takes 1. And he opens up in this second of the semi-finals in the Australian Super Singles with 1 shot. Kerkow sets the length and leads off in the second end of this match so far. Ends don't count. First to 9, best of 3. Jeff Aworth played some great bowls on the first end, but still went down 1.
Kerkow has brought the mat up 2 metres, rolled a 26 to 27 metre length jack. Jeff Aworth with the sunglasses. It's quite dull here at the moment. Heavy cloud cover. Fast green, at least 15 seconds.
And it's warm, Chewy. It must be mid-30s, do you think?
I'd say about 35 degrees, yes, Steve, and humid. More like Queensland. That would suit Kelvin Kerkow, playing at the South Tweed Bowls Club on the Gold Coast.
Well, I've been out there for an hour or so before the match started, and I don't think it'd suit anyone. It's a bit like a sauna. Quite humid, but gee, a great shot from Kerkow.
Brilliant bowl, finishing directly behind the jack.
It's probably the ideal shot, isn't it? A back toucher.
I think a front touch is better, Steve.
Do you? Why?
It's always more difficult to convert if the jack is actually behind the bowl rather than in front. Plus the fact, psychologically, it's a bit easier when you can see the jack. Very unlucky. Wonderful bowl.
Kerkow taking over the ranking position at #1 from Steve Glasson in the last 12 months. Great singles player. Might struggle a bit to get the single spot for the Commonwealth Games, do you think, Shuey? Glasson, perhaps?
Well, who knows what the selectors would do, Steve. I'm not a selector, but Kelvin Kerkow has shown in past events overseas he plays his best in international competition. It's regarded as being a competitor in one of the best singles matches ever played in the final of the Welsh Masters quite a few years ago, where Kerkow beat Andy Thompson and in the final, Richard Causey in the semi-final. He's beaten the best in the world at singles.
What does he do now, though? He's got a shot right on the jack. There's no dead ends, remember?
Well, Jeff Aworth's got one bowl to play, Steve, so the worst thing he could do would be to draw this alongside the jack. He needs to beat the back bowl, left-hand side of the line at 7 o'clock. Preferably, well, he doesn't want to spring the jack. Wow. Had plenty of weight with a narrow line. That's the type of shot that Jeff Aworth might attempt, but he'll be playing the backhand. Spring the jack to the left of screen. Could pick up 2 or 3 shots.
Just about any contact is going to be good. It's very close, but no result. And Kerkow will grab another one. The second shot belongs to Jeff Aworth. Kerkow adds to his score now. Singles on both ends at the start of this match, leads 2-0. Kelvin Kerkow doing it the hard way at the moment. Singles. Numbers hard to get so far in this match. But get them he does. Leads 2-0. Fairly good start. And the green pace seems nice, Shuey.
15 seconds, Steve, for the benefit of non-bowlers. That's the time it takes for a bowl, once delivered, to come to rest 90 feet from the mat. And it's probably the preferred pace for most top-line bowlers. Not lightning fast, and certainly not slow.
Second chance for Kerkow. 4 bowls each. Good enough for 2.
A beautiful line, Kerkow. He's found the line on this backhand. Would be on the forehand, sorry. He feels that this narrower side is a little bit kinder than the wide side. Breeze blowing from top right of screen to bottom left. Some wind assistance.
This is better.
That's a brilliant bowl. Absolutely brilliant.
And a toucher. Any bowl that touches the jack is marked with chalk, spray chalk, to indicate that if it's knocked in the ditch, it remains live. Kerkow looking for a piece of the jack going past, doesn't get it. Aworth now holding one.
Jeff Aworth, he needs to get on the scorecard quickly. Two wonderful shots now, but maybe an attacking drive once again from Kerkow. He's 2 down.
Well, the jack's respotted. If he hits it, he's going for it. And he has got the back bowl, so the result will be good, and he needs some contact. Not quite. Jeff Aworth is now what you might call a free kick. He's holding 2. Kerkow has no bowls left. Just draw another one. Beat the back bowls. And he will count for 3. Holding 2. They can get the set. Done it nicely. Great shots from Aworth. And Kerkow struggled to get ones on the early ends, and Jeff Aworth has opened his account with a 3 and takes the lead. Aworth leads by 1. Jack right on the maximum distance, but the mat's up about 3 metres. What would that make it, Shuey? About 30?
32.5 is the maximum here, Steve, and you're pretty well right on the money there. 2.5 metres up the green, the mat, so that's playing to a 30-metre length jack.
I might not have said it if I wasn't sure. South Australian holds 1 at the moment.
One of the shorter greens around. I mean, they vary a bit, the length of greens around the country, and Moama, it's about average, but it's not one of the biggest greens. Some of the greens are a metre or 2 longer than this particular one, but Jeff Aworth, he started in fine form. He's got good touch on the draw shot.
Yes, Kelvin.
The difference could be a success or otherwise of Kerkow's drives and conversion shots.
Are longer ends harder? Is there more margin for error?
Depending who you're playing against, Kelvin Kerkow, you're better off to play him on the long end, Steve, because one, the bowls don't get as close to the jack, generally about half a metre, 60 centimetres away, which would force most top players to draw the shot. Whereas over a short distance, it's easier to nail the jack, but also easier on the drive. So to beat Kelvin Kerkow, one would need to go ditch to ditch and consistently draw within half a metre of the jack.
Well, Aworth's doing it pretty well at the moment. He's got 2 close bowls.
Bit of a target though, Steve. This is the trouble of perhaps inexperience of Jeff. He's had one very good shot. Probably didn't deliberately mean to put it there, but Kerkow, this will come straight up the line looking for the jack or the 2-shot bowls. He's on target. 2 bowls. Oh, well, 1 stayed. A little bit unlucky there, Kelvin Kerkow.
Like a snooker shot, just locked in.
Who's got 3rd? Thanks, Billy. Sorry. Who's got 3rd, please? You have, Jeff.
Well, that means that Jeff Aworth might elect to go behind. Kerkow is only 1 down. Aworth has 3rd shot. Kerkow has the best bowl behind. So Jeff Aworth would be well advised to pass the jack. As Kelvin Kerkow will be playing weight on either hand, looking to rest the shot bowl out or just trail the jack. I don't think he'll go flat out this time.
Is there a danger if he gets his own? He might go down 3.
Playing about 2 metres of weight, shot bowl or the jack.
It's very close to this. Oh, he gave it a fright. But it stayed. And it looks like it's probably 2.
Yep.
Yes, they've declared 2, and that's to South Australia. And Aworth advances now to a lead of 5-2, and it's the first to 9. 3-shot margin now. First to 9, you get 4 bowls. A nice handy little 4 for the South Australian would be enough for the first set. 4s, I suspect, will be somewhat rare in this match, Shuey.
Well, especially if Jeff continues to draw so close to the jack. Wonderful opening bowl. It's jack high, but Kelvin already
Sort of jack high, Bill, or
undecided whether to play forehand or backhand.
just a fraction in front, Cal?
Short of jack high, forcing Kerkow to play the backhand. Best way to score a maximum count in singles against a top-class player is perhaps 1 on the jack and the other 3 about 30 to 60 centimetres away, and keep your opponent on the draw shot. Force Kelvin Kerkow to play shots like that. When down, he would prefer to attack forcefully rather than draw his way out of trouble. This bowl now needs to pass the jack, finish 30 to 50 centimetres behind, would be ideal, without broadening the target.
Well, Shuey, exactly what you said.
It's probably too close to the jack, Steve. It'll force Kelvin to drive. He knows he cannot outdraw the second shot, so he might as well hit it now. It's actually too close to the... Well, the mat slipped, and he's missed the drive because the mat went from through Kerkow off balance on the drive. So now, what does Aworth do? Best shot now would be half a metre, maybe a metre in front of the jack on the line. As long as this bowl is more than half a metre away from the jack, Kerkow will be in 2 minds. That's 3 shots. That will force Kerkow back onto the draw. So that's brilliant tactics from Jeff Aworth.
Kerkow needs something close. Well, I quite candidly spoke about the 4. At the moment, Aworth's got 2.
He should go nowhere near the jack, Steve. The biggest mistake inexperienced players make. Get greedy, draw a 3rd. He should be beating the bowl just on the left-hand side of the line. 1 metre behind would be perfect. Well, he hasn't made that bowl count, which will... Well, maybe it has.
Well, it just fell in. I think that might have nearly been enough.
If it's 2 shots, Kerkow will drive. If it's 3, he may draw.
2 and a measure, Cal.
2 and a measure. Knowing Kerkow, he'll say, what the heck, let's go for it.
I think you're right. Shaping up for a drive. Needs to make contact. Well, he took the measure out of it, that's for sure. But the South Australian continues to add to the scorecard. It's the first to 9, and now he's 2 away from that. Very handy break. Almost a reverse in the scores. Kerkow needs 7. Aworth needs 2. And that's the scoreline at the moment, 7-2. And the South Australian is in a very strong position here. Sometimes, sure, the last 1 or the last 2 are always the hardest to get.
As long as you don't think about it, Steve. They're only hard once you start thinking you need 1 or 2 to win a set or win a match.
How do you not?
Well, you've got to really focus on the line and the feel out of the hand. Get the weight right. Look at the line. Think of the weight, not the result. Gets very low bends a lot from the hip. It's the shoulders forward. Not perhaps the ideal technique, but very effective. He's a wonderful draw shot player, Jeff Aworth.
Kerkow needs to get shot.
A little bit superstitious, Kelvin Kerkow. He tends occasionally to think negative. It's not his day or not going right. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Jeff Aworth, he looks composed. Not particularly well balanced at the point of delivery. Weight still moving forward and shoulders very low and forward of the knee, but gee, he's consistent on the draw shot.
That's enough to hold set. He's got 2.
Kerkow may try the perfect shot here. He's got 1 bowl up his sleeve after this. Trail the jack a metre for a count of 3.
Well, he's about to run out of chances. There's 1 bowl left, and Aworth holds set at the moment.
He should try and split the 3 green bowls behind. He's got a set lie. Oh, it's brilliant tactics. He's played to Kerkow's back bowl, trying to split the green bowls, and he's placed it perfectly. Possible now for Kerkow to score a maximum count of 4.
Well, he has to get the shot somehow. He's down 2. Needs to get there. First set out the door. And Jeff Aworth picks up the 2 he needed. And a fine start for him as he grabs the first set comfortably. 9-2. Won the lead for Kerkow. Good start.
Kelvin Kerkow has really picked up his game with his opening delivery. Has been nailing the line, and Jeff Aworth, he's around the area once again. Brilliant bowling in these conditions.
Ah, fantastic. He's trying to fall in as well, but not just yet. Kerkow down 1. Played a good one with his first. Aworth just a little better.
Might have been better off switching early, Kerkow, onto the backhand. Had the chance to turn the bowl out or rest on the shot bowl. Always a good idea in a game of singles. If you've got 4 bowls, don't leave the switch until your 4th bowl. Change early and have 1 or 2 up your sleeve to correct with.
Selectors, the president of Bowls Australia, Trevor Roach on the left, vice president Brian Marsland in the middle, then the 2 selectors, and they're the ones that are having a good look at this. Errol Bungie and Steve Sahoy. Very interested in how these players go today. Well, great shot from Kelvin Kerkow. It's probably
saved 1, Steve.
Saved 1, yes.
Errol Bungie, the Australian selector from Adelaide, will be sort of half hoping that the South Australian player wins this singles, but obviously as a selector would like to see the Australian player perhaps go through. But Jeff Aworth, what brilliant bowling. Almost touching the jack again. Wow.
Be close.
Brilliant. 3 bowls, all within 30 centimetres of the jack. Pretty good effective rate today. 68%.
Very close for the second one, Carl. Can't favour ball.
68%. Kerkow a little bit lower, but he's had more success with his weighted shots. So really, Jeff Aworth has perhaps been more consistent. But Kerkow now seems to be, oh, I was going to say in control, but
Past. Approximately 10 inches, Jeff.
once again, Jeff Aworth, he should come to the head. He could make 3, maybe 4 shots if he could get Kelvin's bowl out, but it's a measure for shot. But Aworth has the jack absolutely surrounded, so he can afford to play a conversion shot, but he elects not to come to the head to have a closer look and probably end up with just a half-hearted attempt.
No change. According to our marker, South Australia will pick up one.
Aworth wants 2.
Yeah, go for it, mate. I think it's 2. Sure it's 2.
Kelvin Kerkow saying, I think it's 2, but I just want to be sure. Put the measure on it.
Two. Yep.
2 it is. So the South Australian now starts to edge a little closer to Kerkow, and 3 shots the difference between them. 6-3 the lead. 6-3. Kerkow in front. Opening ball from Jeff Aworth. Gee, it's a nice shot. Look at that. Right on the jack. And Bill Cornell's down on the rink. Bill, we've been talking about the conditions here, difficulties for the players, and is the wind pretty gusty down there?
It is fairly gusty down here, Steve, but I don't think it's quite as bad as what it was in the first semi. But it's still very difficult down here, but there's been a few spots of rain during the course of the game so far, and it's just evened the green up a little bit.
Both players, Bill, making it look as if there's no breeze down there.
Well, that's for sure.
Do you get a feeling as one player's perhaps handling it better than the other?
So far it's been a game of 2 halves at the present stage. Jeff was all over it in the first set, and Kel's come back very hard in this second one, but Jeff's starting to lift his rate up a little bit again and starting to get back on top of Kel, but I know Kel's going to be fighting hard.
Who's your tip at this stage, Bill?
Oh, I think it'd have to probably just shade towards Jeff at the moment, because he is probably just a little bit more consistent than Cal at the present stage.
Well, that's pretty courageous, Bill. He's already got a set under his belt.
Oh, very simple to go for 1. That's already in front.
Seems to be a nice gap there, Bill, for Kelvin to come through on the backhand, take the shot bowl out. You think that's what he'll play?
I'd say he will, actually.
One
yes.
down, Billy.
Just the one, Cal.
How's it looking, Bill?
It's just going to start working away now, so I don't think the breeze is going to hold it there. Hello, it's coming back a bit.
Oh, he's 2 down now.
2 down now, yes.
So Aworth can now draw another one.
Would make it 6-all, Steve. What a big turnaround this could be if Kelvin failed with his last.
He's dropped short, that's 2.
Far short's my green one. My closest.
About 18 inches, Cal.
Well,
Well, Kerkow's 2 down. There's not much on as far as drawing the shot's concerned. So Kelvin will be playing weight through his nearest short bowl, hoping to punch one of the counters out. That's plan nothing. It could be 3 down now.
Well, I'm not quite sure if he knocked it in enough, but certainly the element of danger. Well, Kerkow said generous. Maybe he has. Now, anybody's game at the moment, but after the 2 or 3 shots to be picked up here by Jeff Aworth, it's going to be close. Be in a match-winning position. 2 it is. And the score now just 1 the difference, and it's the first to 9. 1 shot deficit only for Jeff Aworth.
Fairly long length rolled from Jeff. He's brought the mat 2 metres up the rink. Jack is a metre short of the tee. 29.5 metres. And by his standards, he's probably not really happy with that opening bowl. It is an effective bowl, but probably thinking now he can win this match. Say when he went out on the rink in the semi-final, he'd be hoping to win. Maybe now he just believes he can win. Very consistent on the draw. Corrects very well. Only needs to drop 30 to 60 centimetres in weight. Just over-corrected. Still 1 to Queensland, according to Bill Cornell's.
Well, he's got to be careful here, Aworth, that Kerkow doesn't pick up a 3 and just snatch his second set away from him. He'd be in a match-winning position if you could get some close bowls in this end.
Well, the pressure's on Jeff now, Steve. He's 2 down. Kerkow's just 1 more shot away from the set. If Jeff Aworth were to fail with this bowl, and we've mentioned he hasn't played too many bowls on this side of the rink. And that's a nothing bowl. Wide, heavy, into the ditch. Kerkow drawing for a set lie.
And Aworth has 1 left.
Kelvin will no doubt follow this bowl. Well, he's not following it to the head. He's
Doesn't want to trail the Jack.
hoping not to broaden the target. Oh, that's a set lie. Nerves of steel. Well, he was going to draw the shot, Jeff Aworth. Bill Cornell's held up 3 lollipops. He's taken a step back and thought, gee, I'm set down. Maybe a drive.
He's shaping up to play some weight, I think. Yeah, he's on the attack. He must get a result here. He's down set. Jack. Oh, well, doesn't matter how you get him, really. Well, that was interesting. Bounced back out of the ditch and up the green. Now, that's allowable.
Could have
There's
easy,
only 1 there, Cal.
could have easy rebounded back to Kerkow's 3, but rebounded back to one of his bowls. 3 down to 1 up.
Heartbreaker.
Kerkow needs to draw the shot to prove just how good he is. And I think he's done it.
Well, I don't think he needs to prove that. He is a great player. Might be just pretty close. Just made it, Kerkow thinks. He's grabbed the mat. He's waiting for his opponent to concede. Kerkow's doing all the housekeeping. Now he wants a measure.
Well, that's a good call. If in doubt, measure. Never concede if you're not sure.
Well, Kelvin's done everything here except the dishes.
Just a roughie, mate.
He's confident that he's right. 1 it is. to Kelvin Kerkow. Sneaks away again. Kelvin Kerkow. 2-shot difference. He's well in front. Aworth now needs to try and put himself into a match-winning position. I dare say that what might be his thoughts during some of the changeovers would be that if it goes to 1-set all of a sudden Kerkow starts to firm up as a favourite. Extra pressure. If he could only win this second set, it's all over. And he's contending with Australia's #1.
Also, Steve, our marker, Bill Cornell's mentioned the changing conditions. A bit of rain slowing the green down. Hot and humid. Bright sunshine to start the match. Now we've got heavy cloud cover that will slow the green down. Already seen 3 bowls delivered, all short of the jack. So the green has really slowed. It's not bad bowling. It's the changing conditions. And Kerkow also has been mixing the length up. Medium to maximum length ends. 4 bowls delivered, all a metre short of the jack and some.
Kerkow trying to make sure he reaches this time. And the ball fell in a long way away, but it's not easy.
Good lesson for all inexperienced bowlers here. A lot of club players would switch to the open forehand, the left-hand side, but both players electing to stick to the side they know best. Getting the line okay, just missing the weight. Kerkow holding 1, switches now to the forehand.
He draws another one. It's set lie. Oh, opportunity goes past.
Jeff Aworth should go to the head, Steve. That shot.
How many seconds? Thanks, Bill.
Shot bowl could be worth maybe 2 shots. There is a gap through Kerkow's bowl.
Definitely 1 measure for the second one, Jeff.
Well, the best shot would be straight through the gap, take the green bowl clean out at 4 o'clock.
He doesn't need any accidents though, because he can't drop 2. Whoa, what did you say? An accident has happened.
Oh, that's a disaster for Jeff Aworth. Didn't go to the head, played a risky shot, removed 2 of his nearest bowls. Kerkow's remain on the green. 1 down to 2 down, set over.
And, well, as I mentioned, doesn't matter how you get them, as long as you get them. It's 1 set all in this semi-final of the Australian Super Singles. Overcast conditions, wind still blows. Aworth has the lead. Well, a bit loose. Kerkow trails by 2. He really needs to stay in touch here. Wouldn't want to drop it a couple more on this end. Quite impressed with this 25-year-old from South Australia.
Has a great temperament too, Steve, except as I've mentioned earlier, I'd like to see him go to the head more and decide exactly how much weight to play. Shifted to Victoria for about 7 years. Played at Burwood Bowling Club. Played as a junior at Jeff Aworth in the Victorian under-25 state side. Played a lot of Aussie rules and cricket. Was a good all-rounder at cricket. Played Aussie rules down at Leongatha. His father, Darryl, who's also a bowler, and his mum, Pauline, for that fact. His father's a bank manager and shifted around as a youngster, and so Jeff has had a lot of experience.
This is your life.
Still got one, Cal.
And in case you didn't know, Steve, he's a graphic designer.
Kerkow, own bowls coming in. Missed the lot.
Jeff Aworth, Steve, he's got to be careful here. Kerkow's only holding one. Aworth has only got one bowl close. This is his fourth and last delivery. If he fails here, Kerkow will almost have the 4 shots on the scoreboard already. We're hoping this is a poor bowl so he could take advantage. He's playing weight, dangerous. Oh, that's a dangerous bowl. Not a good tactical shot at all. That could have, tactical shot could have cost Jeff Aworth the match. He tried to trail the jack for 3, but if Kerkow now could play his backhand with the perfect weight, come through on this angle, hope he's not that wide, come through looking for this bowl out of the head, Kerkow's got 4 shots. So backhand, 1 to 2 metres of weight, looking for the bowl at 4 o'clock.
He's tight. Well, shook his head and said, don't know what happened there, but he picks up 1. So an opportunity slides by. Kelvin Kerkow stays in touch. 1 the difference. Tight match. This man, Kerkow, trails by 1.
Matt well back. Long end. 31, maybe 32 metres. Brilliant opening bowl from Kelvin Kerkow. Jeff Aworth, just a few weeks ago, was beaten in the semi-final of the state singles in South Australia. An eventual winner, Roger Spry. So really, Steve, he's a top-class singles player. Already won the state singles last year, runner-up in the Australian singles and a quarter-finalist in the Australian indoor singles. He's obviously got the temperament for top singles play.
Kerkow's got 1.
Be very happy with that bowl too. Not in the count, but just waiting for his next bowl. If you could trail the jack. Jeff must pass the jack with this delivery. Split Kerkow's 2 bowls, bottom of screen, would be the best. He must pass the jack. And if he doesn't, and Kerkow trails the jack, he'll need a miracle.
I've got a sense of deja vu about this, Shuey. The last time they went this way, and Aworth dropped short with his first 3 bowls. Kerkow held 3, and then Aworth drew an absolute screamer.
Kerkow
right
looking for the jack. Wow. He'd be happy with the 2. He wanted 3. Now, pressure mounts. Amazing how your mindset can change in this situation. Set all. Anybody's game in this stage of the 3rd set. Don't tell me Jeff Aworth has dropped short a 3rd time. He may have drawn it cold. Great attempt. That'll stop the trail. Kelvin.
How short's the last one, Billy, please?
At 1 foot, Carl.
As far as my last bowl past the jack.
That's 16, 17 inches.
1 foot short the second bowl, 16 inches behind Kerkow's third shot. Kelvin knows if he could move the jack 3 to 6 inches, he'd be holding 3. It's dangerous on the backhand. Safer option is what he's playing.
Well, he may well, if he can find the gap through the front, he could push the bowl of Aworth's out of the head and stay. See it through the hole there, but he's well under. He holds 1.
Shot ball, thanks, Bill. Relation to Kitty.
Two bowls short of jack high.
Should go down and have a look, Jeff Aworth. He hasn't got a bowl past the jack, and if he's thinking of playing weight, Kerkow has them all behind. The risk is the best he could hope to score would be 1. If he plays weight, potentially go 3 down.
Track, I think. I don't know where it's head.
Still running. Turn his own, that'd be good. Oh, well, he only needed to rock it over. All square. 1 set each, 3 shots each in the final. The winner of this match will play Mark Strotchnetter from Tasmania in the final of the Australian Super Singles. Who will it be?
First time in the match, Steve, we've played this particular length in this area of the green. The mat's well back, the jack's well up. Playing to a 25-metre length jack. Both players off to a very good start. Almost at this time of the match, 3-all in the third. He cannot afford to give any shots away. Might have been safer for Kerkow to switch to the backhand. Backs himself to get around the short bowl.
Aworth concentrates very hard.
He's corrected well throughout the match, and this looks another very fine correction. Brilliant bowling.
Great shot. Kerkow, backhand. Little piece of the jack would be nice for him. He can trail it back to his own. He's got 2 waiting. Can't do it if you don't reach.
Maybe 2 down. Well, Kelvin Kerkow would not like to see that. Bill Cornell's holding up 2 lollipops for South Australia. Aworth, this bowl plus another to come.
Dearly love to make this one count.
Crunch time for Kerkow. I think he's got to back himself, sit the bowl and spring the jack to the right. Solid connection on the shot bowl with just 60 centimetres of weight. Turn the shot bowl twice. Jack springs 60 centimetres. He's trying to draw it. Still 2 down. Poor choice of shot.
He's needed some more weight. He's down 2. Now Aworth scores 11, remember? 3-all. He's got 2. Can draw another one for 3. And then he would be just a 3-shot deficit from winning this match. Holds 2. It's close, played it well. Kelvin Kerkow gives him a clap already. And certainly that is good enough. Great shooting from the South Australian. Now, handy position, 6-3 in the third and final set. Handy break. 3 shots. You sense that Kerkow really has to win this end, should we?
He's probably already thinking of doing that, Steve, and probably thinking ahead to the next end. How's he going to get back into control, and probably hoping just to score 1 on this end and then perhaps roll maximum length. His choice to roll a short length jack backfired badly on the previous end, so there was no way that Kelvin Kerkow will roll another short jack if he gets the mat. But to get control of the length, you've got to win the end. So I'd be hoping for 1 on this end, ditch to ditch on the next, 32.5 metres. Unlucky result for Jeff Aworth. Kerkow will be grinning inside.
Saying thanks very much. Well, I can't get it that close.
A lot safer directly behind the jack too.
Short.
Shot ball, Bill. How far past, please? 7 inches.
There is a shot on the forehand, Steve, to trail the jack for the match, but Jeff Aworth would like to see him follow this bowl to the head. 6-3 up. I'm sure if he walked to the head, he'd realise he could make the match with his last bowl. Kerkow's bowl is really not stopping the trail. Well, he's got 3 bowls waiting now on the right-hand side of the line.
Does Kerkow have to cover?
Well, he'd try to beat the bowl on the right-hand side of the jack. Jeff Aworth's last bowl, Steve, without crossing the line. Looks to be narrow. Oh, it's not narrow. The line's perfect. Now, Jeff Aworth must play the foot. Well, he's seen the shot from the mat, switching to the forehand. Chance to hold a match live. Trying to trail the jack half a metre.
Trail that jack. He can hold game. Just needs a piece of the jack and trail it out through. Geez, close to this. Onto the jack. This could be it. Well, what a shot. That is brilliant.
Well, Kelvin Kerkow, he should go to the head and have a look. He's driving. Match down.
Kerkow, he knows straight away. He's down 3. Must get a result. Well, he's taken 1 out, but I'm not sure. It might still be 3 shots. Have to wait for the players to, well, 2 only. But what a great pickup from a fantastic shot from Jeff Aworth. And now he's 1 shot away from winning the match and leads by 5. Australia's number 1 is in trouble. 5-shot margin. Well, we're so used to seeing players like Kerkow, Glasson, even our marker Cornells in finals of the big singles matches played in Australia. But at the moment we have Mark Strotchnetter, a young Australian under 25 who's already through to the final. Could this man, Jeff Aworth, make the final as well and exit some of the so-called stars, you might say? He's holding a couple. He only needs 1.
what has impressed me, Steve, the most about Jeff Aworth, he's really stuck to the draw throughout the match. Hasn't played too many drives. Left that to Kerkow. He's just consistently drawn close to the jack. But Kerkow, not to be denied, 2 down to 1 up.
Just past jack high, Jeff.
Must look very inviting, this shot from the mat. He's got everything to gain, Jeff Aworth, by just arriving, overdraw weight, rest on Kerkow's bowl. Just a tad wide. Perfect weight. Kelvin switching to the backhand, thinking to himself, don't want to put a bowl next to my shot bowl. Try and draw one on the right-hand side of the jack as we're looking. Must be slower on that side of the rink.
Jeff Aworth too has changed the other hand. If he can trail the jack, he's got bowls waiting just behind. He could sit the bowl of Kerkow's. Just hoping for some little bit of magic here, and he can hold game. He's close. He is very close. What a shot. Brilliant stuff. And Kerkow is straight on the mat, ready to go. Down game. Going for the jack. Well, he's missed. And the South Australian has won the match. And you might consider that it was going to be tough for him to beat Kelvin Kerkow, but he's done it well. And the South Australian 9-2 in the first, 5-9 he dropped the second, and comfortably 9-3 in the third. And Jeff Aworth from South Australia is through to the final of the Australian Super Singles.
Jeff, tough contest, but you've got to be happy when you beat the current Australian #1.
Oh, yeah, he's always happy when you do that, so pretty pleased about it.
You weren't ruffled by his driving, you stuck to your drawing game?
Oh, no, just keep drawing close and hopefully misses 1 or 2. And in the end, he did, so.
But it takes a lot of patience on your part.
Oh, yeah, just stick to your game plan and see what happens. That's all you can do, really.
Which shots gave you the most satisfaction? A couple of dead draw shots there, trailing the jack through late in the third. Which ones?
Probably second last end, trailing the jack for 3 or 4. That was pretty handy. And the last one, of course.
Well done, see you in the final.
Yep, thank you very much.
A well-deserved win for the South Australians. So it's the young guns through to the final. And in that final, Mark Strochnetter from Tasmania will meet Jeff Aworth of South Australia for the Australian Super Singles title. A few surprises with some fine bowls in the semi-finals. We're looking forward to that final now. I hope you can join us. For now, goodbye from Moama.
And so